MyuNgSiK plays. We have to talk about that Cyclone that we saw earlier, picking off that War Prism.
That was
awesome
huge.
move. That was huge.
That's actually a very good point,
yes.
GTR. I almost forgot to highlight that. The fact that he managed to gun down that War Prism really took a lot of the control that MyuNgSiK has. With a strategy like that, it removed it from the game, and I think it really allowed aLive to start to develop an opening. Anyways, this is game number 2. aLive up 1-0 against MyuNgSiK. Let's see if MyuNgSiK can engineer a comeback. All right, we're on. Down here in the bottom right, with great game sense in that last game, he is aLive. And in the upper right, in the blue, he needs to turn this around, MyuNgSiK.
So we see a proxy barracks here. Sorry. Okay, now we see the proxy barracks here from aLive. He's got that game lead, and I think in this situation, he feels more confident to go for those more crazier builds to throw off MyuNgSiK. I mean, we saw last game, we saw that Macarax that we were slightly puzzled about, but it kind of threw MyuNgSiK off his game, and we see now getting actually barracks there, but I think MyuNgSiK should know that barracks is
he'll know 100%, yeah, that's going to be late. What is interesting about this is that because he did the Macarax the first game, this is clearly, he's planned out this best of 3 really well to be deceptive to his opponent. The barracks is actually placed in such a way, it probably would have been better if MyuNgSiK had spawned on the upper left or lower left here. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, we see Ghost Academy.
What? What?
Okay.
What is happening?
Okay,
I'm getting chills, GTR. This is pretty cool.
I will tell you about this build. This was done by uThermal at DreamHack. He was playing a Protoss. I forgot who the Protoss was, but he did this build and completely caught his opponent off guard, and he managed to win the series, and it blew everyone's mind, this build. And
I love it.
Because, you know, if you observers take a while to get, oracles their detection ability isn't as great as it was in Harder to Swarm, and ghosts actually do quite a surprising amount of damage to probes. So if MyuNgSiK does not know what's happening, this will catch him off guard.
I love builds like this.
You also got to remember ghosts do extra damage to light units.
That's right.
So adepts get eaten up by ghosts. So we see Stargate as well. So Phoenixes, they'll get eaten up by ghosts. Oracles, they'll get eaten up by ghosts because they're both light as well. So hopefully, I really want to see this succeed because this is the first time Koreans have seen this build, I imagine. Yeah,
this is the first time we're seeing this within the Korean meta. It's really cool to see these different metas start to converge, right? The different influences that you can have in different regions of the world starting to impact each other. It's not always the Koreans that have the most creative or necessarily even the best builds. Just in general, that's a good rule, but not always the case. And
it's MyuNgSiK. Is MyuNgSiK gonna see it? He
sees it.
And it's gonna be really curious to see how MyuNgSiK reacts to this, because I'm pretty sure he studied those DreamHack games as well in anticipation for this series. So we'll see how this goes.
He's coming up now. It's about 7 seconds away from Cloak finishing. And the pressure is going to be on.
And we'll see what MyuNgSiK gets from this Stargate, whether he gets that Phoenix to help lift that Ghost, or he gets the Oracle for that detection. It's going to be a really interesting choice. And we see that Cloak here, and MyuNgSiK cannot do anything about it. Let's see if he gets that Oracle. Yes, he gets that Oracle, so...
All right, he's in now. Two-shotting the probes, man. This is just an adept that always stays in shade form. That's it, and it can attack in shade form.
Ghost as well, picking off probes at the expansion, and MyuNgSiK has no idea what to do right now.
Oh, I absolutely love this. MyuNgSiK is getting played here. Shift clicking down these workers already. A dozen workers plus killed off.
And even if these ghosts die, they've done their damage. They've taken out so many probes. He just had to use that pylon overcharge. He's had to get the robotics facility to try and get an observer out. These are and we saw that aLive.
Oh my God, it's still alive.
Oh my God, aLive's ghosts are still alive. This is amazing play right now. The snipe as well. Amazing play here from aLive.
Look at this, man.
Oh my God.
I am in love with what I'm seeing here. He's cloaking, he's coming back up now. I mean, if he gets even more probe kills, that's all the better. That's
just the cherry on top of the cake here for aLive. And we saw him building that engineering bay earlier. He's prepared for those oracles. And that oracle's even still sitting there. It's just sitting there in MyuNgSiK's base. And I'm pretty sure once we get to aLive's base, we can see a whole bunch of turrets. This Ghost is still going ham on the base, but it dies, but damage has been done.
Oh my God, he even has another Ghost down here at the bottom. And this is a moment that's a true test of how much can MyuNgSiK play off of pure instinct, because it seems, as far as we've seen so far, this is a strategy he's not experienced with. Meanwhile, the Oracle now coming down here, beginning to try to take out some SCVs. He needs to try to balance out the economy here, but so far not too much damage.
Only 3 SCVs, and although that turret was quite not optimally placed, it did shoo away the Oracle as this Ghost tries to harass the expansion of MyuNgSiK to no avail, and it looks like he's got a research from this proxy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, why not? Just go ahead and use it. It's out there like that. Now, let's note one other thing, though. Worker count here, Protoss is actually still ahead. 29 workers to the 24, and that's in part because even though he lost a lot, he did get a second Nexus. So let's see, although the strategy was cool and he did get a lot of kills on it, let's see after it's all said and done if the follow-up can be as good. Because I think aLive needs to expand right now, because MyuNgSiK, he's stabilized right now, he's pumping probes, he's got those 2 Nexuses, both expansions, and we'll see this. See if MyuNgSiK can take out this tech lab. Now this is pretty big, because if he does take out the tech lab,
and he does,
yeah, then he does. Then there's no stim. Terran can't really move out on the map without stim. That's a general rule.
Especially in a map so large like this, it runs a Ceres.
Oh yeah,
for
sure.
You need that stim to optimally move around.
Yeah, 100%. It would be unwise for Terran to move around. MyuNgSiK might even want to try to take a third in this window of time because he can't really be contested.
And aLive's just only recently taken his expansion, so aLive's pretty much playing catch up now. He did the damage early on, but he used way too much time to let MyuNgSiK back into the game.
Well, I want to see this strategy a couple more times. I hope we see it more, because I like the idea of it, but the problem with a lot of really cool strategies is they might do what their initial goal was, like do damage, catch the opponent off guard. The question though is, how well can you parlay that into transition into proper mid-game or late game?
I think a common problem that a lot of players have is just we're warping right now. I'll get back to that thought as you this warping right now, a ton of adepts, as we'll see how these Marines do. Well, a tank as well. Nice move there from aLive as these adepts picking off the tank.
And he's continuing to come forward now. He did take out the tank. Looks like he wants to back up and wait for the next warping round. Note the Oracle over here to help cover as well.
Yeah, I don't think MyuNgSiK's thinking of taking a third base. I think he wants to kill aLive here right now. As we see these adepts shading next to that tank.
And he's going to do it. Beautiful play. And then dropping the Stalkers over here as well. But he's not actually targeting down that tank. I'm not sure if that's going to be his... He needs to target the tank. I'm serious.
He needs to target tank, but I think aLive, on the other hand, should have targeted the Warp Prism earlier, but it doesn't really matter because that Warp Prism is dead.
Oh, that was horrible.
That's Marines.
That was like...
That was really weird from MyuNgSiK.
Oh, man.
And now the tide is turned back to aLive.
I almost went blind after that attack. That was like, what? You saw the splash damage, really.
That tank taking those adepts out.
You know, the initial engagement of that tactically was not a bad idea, right? Like, he wants to pull in and get right up to that tank, so it can't
once
hit
he shaded to that tank,
he was hitting Marines.
Yeah, he was hitting the Marines. He should have targeted the tank, because that tank does the splash damage, and you're really close to a tower. But for some reason, MyuNgSiK decided Marines was the better option, and it clearly wasn't that engagement.
Yeah, pretty bad back there. Well, he's stopped at least some of the minerals from being mined from over here. Obviously, he's got to get back there right away. And we see the Phoenixes coming and starting to very slowly damage the Liberator.
I don't know why this Liberator is not changing its mode. It can clearly do some damage to that Phoenix, but I guess aLive doesn't want any of that.
I guess you look at the lost mining time, and it's still buying a lot of time for him there. Not sure about this tank play here. Oh, excuse me, there's more than just that. He's actually going to elevator these up here. I thought for a second that was just a tank drop. Okay, so he's going to try to start pushing forward. aLive might be able to make this work, man.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting what he uses these Phoenixes. I'm definitely thinking he's going to use these Phoenixes to pick up those tanks, but aLive's positioning his Marines really well here. And the more that aLive can use those medivacs with those tanks and the Phoenixes just sitting there, just some cost there.
Unfortunately so. We're going to have some more reinforcements from Terran. He's actually, oh my god! The Tosis pylon! That is so many unpowered warp gates.
That is way too many unpowered warp gates. And
not okay. And you know what? I think he's just going to take it. Yeah. He's going to pick up. He's bringing the Adepts over here.
That warp prism actually goes down. That's really huge there. As MyuNgSiK is in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, I think he just did it, man. Oh man, this was a great game, by the way. Oh, what a treat this was.
So it goes to MyuNgSiK defending it, and now this really cute tank play with the Marines. aLive really prepared well for this series.
This was a fantastic push as well. We used to see pushes like this in Brood War early on in TVP, when they were basically deemed as not that good, to try to slowly push up onto the high ground like this. GG. But with the ability for this medevac to grab the siege tank, you can push forward and then pull back with great ease. And aLive, you know, take a look at him in the booth, you wouldn't even know that he actually won by his facial expression.
I mean, last week when he played against Classic, that was quite of a disaster of a series, but he's impressed me at least. I'm pretty sure it's impressed you with how he's prepared for this series, how he approached the series, and how he climbed from adversity in those two games to take out the series.
Also, pretty shocking engagement there by MyuNgSiK. We saw the Adepts just warp in, but did not target that tank initially.
Oh, I love the ceremony there with aLive, mimicking Ghost rifle there.
All right, let's get this interview translated for you guys. Congratulations, he says thank you.
그냥 패치 전이라서
What was the meaning of that ceremony you showed us?
그래서 유령도 썼고요. 그냥 제 별명이 좀 유령
I just wanted to show that a Terran could defeat a Protoss.
유령이 되자라는
And I just sniped MyuNgSiK out of this tournament.
오늘 MVP 유닛은 누가 뭐라 해도 유령이 아닐까 싶은데 오늘 1세트 모두 굉장히 차근차근 견제로 시작하면서 경기를 풀어나가는 모습이었어요. 2세트는 아주 대놓고 유령으로 초반부터 압도적인 견제로 경기를 승리로 가져가셨는데 이런 빌드는 염두에 오신 건가요?
솔직히 패치 전이라서 많이 막막했었어요. 근데 맵이 4인용이다 보니까 서치 운에다가 그냥 걸어야겠다 해서 했는데 맨 처음부터 걸려가지고 이번 판은 힘들겠다 싶었는데 김명식 선수가 많이 안 당해본 것 같아요. 그래서 이렇게 승리한 것 같습니다.
요새 한희석 선수가
커뮤니티 글 같은 걸 확인해 보면은 정말 불쌍하다. 하필이면 프로토스 패치가 하루 이틀 남겨놓고 만나게 돼서 한희석은 정말 안타까운 그런 테란이다, 비운의 테란이다, 이런 말들이 있었는데
안 그래도 제가 경기 전에 대기실에서
Everybody thought you were the unlucky Terran because the patch is only a few days away, but here you are.
어쩔 수 없죠 뭐 라고 하시더라고요.
어디서 그런 담담함이 나오는 건가요? 마음을 그냥 비운 건가요? 상대가 토스이기 때문에?
네, 솔직히 좀 포기했었어요. 패치 전이라서 아무래도 많이 힘들다 싶어서 그냥 연습보다는 빌드 위주로 생각했습니다.
그리고 한희석 선수가 또 최근에 여러 가지 곳에서 활약을 많이 했잖아요. 뭐 연습전이라든지 며칠 전에 보니까 박찬희 해설이랑 뭐 같이 그리고 토크쇼 하면서 네, 경기력들 막 뽐내는 그런 것들이 있었는데 최근에 유독 한희석 선수의 얼굴들이 여기저기서 많이 보이는 이유가 뭘까요?
아무래도 공회유선 처음 대회고 제가 그 준비 기간을 많이 잡고 연습을 많이 했었어요. 남몰래. 그러다 보니까 지금 이런 결과가 나오지 않았나 싶습니다.
네, 일단 패자조에 내려와서 큰 산은 하나 넘었습니다. 앞으로 더 큰 우여곡절들이 많을 텐데 각오 한 말씀 부탁드릴게요.
우선 오늘 패치 전이라서 이렇게 걱정을 많이 했었는데 이렇게 값진 승리 얻어가지고 굉장히 기쁘고요. 지금 테란 몇 명 없는 것 중에 희망이다 해서 좀 부담이 많이 되는데요. 그래도 많이 응원해주시고 지켜봐주셨으면 좋겠습니다. 감사합니다.
네, 한희석 선수에게 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 네, 지금까지 한희석 선수 만나봤고요. 저희는 잠시 후 오늘
aLive there. The Freak of Freaks coaching staff did a really good game plan there for aLive there, but we are taking a 5-minute break, so stay tuned.
That's right. We'll be right back at the SSL in just a little bit. Stay tuned.